Greetings. Excuse me, I'm eating pizza. But other than that, we're here. We're live. We're doing it. The game will show up in just a second. There it is. Excuse me. There it is. Food. The thing don't got no power. Okay, there we go. Okay. It's been a couple weeks since I played this game. I don't know where I left off. There's that down there. I can't remember if I've seen that or not already. We still need to find Marguerite's base. Where, like, her, what is it called? Or her greenhouse or whatever. Cause, like, she said she was, like, northeast or whatever off the island or position we were at. And our position was on the little island before. And I remember going in that direction and finding ice. But I never actually found, like, a way onto the ice or a way to get into there. So I don't know. Gotta find it. Didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to move my camera up so you guys could see my health bar and stuff. I tend to do that. I tend to forget that my webcam can be in the way of stuff sometimes. And you know, the HUD that you have changes per game I play, so it's like I gotta check every time I open a different game. Because there are some games where keeping it up top left works just fine and I can play multiple games with it like that, and then there's some games where stuff's up there and I gotta move it, and it's like, what do I even do, you know? I'm going over here real fast. Because I feel like a lot of times when I look up videos on how to find this greenhouse, since I was now unable to find it, they always start at like here instead of wherever, and then they head like southeast-ish. Or like, what? He's going like this way, ish. Oh, there we go. Lights. Kind of checking my surroundings here based off of this video I'm looking at. Making sure I'm going the right way. I think I am. He's still going kind of this way. This is concerning. Okay, I'm kind of trying to concentrate on getting around these creatures. That's interesting. Okay, so it's kind of this direction-esque. Okay. I don't know how we didn't find this before, because, like, I think maybe it's just because I didn't think I was supposed to go this far out, because I was, like, over there-esque before whenever we just explored this area. But okay, we found it, okay. Thanks to the help of whatever. Oh, this is Subnautica 2. Welcome to the stream, by the way. We're playing, well, technically, yeah, it's the second game. It's Subnautica Below Zero. You know, the Subnautica 2, the actual Subnautica 2, or I guess Subnautica 3, technically, we're still waiting on. Boy, I can't wait for that game to come out. I hope all the controversy with all the devs and stuff goes by and the game still gets put together in, like, a good way. Because, like, I've heard, oh no, the original devs who worked on the first game don't work there anymore. But then I've also heard that, oh wait, they weren't actually working on shit in the first place when it comes to the new game, even before they got taken over. I don't know. I didn't keep up with a lot of it. I've just heard she said, he said type shit, and it's whatever. I just hope it all blows over and that the game comes out great when it comes out. Anyway, here's Marguerite's base, her greenhouse that we've been looking for. Should be nice and warm in here then, huh?
Satellite hasn't passed by in a while. I guess that was your doing.
Sam's not the only one in the family who knew what to do with vague directions in Old Wire.
She was an original, that sister of yours. First time I met her, I was sure she was Altera through and through.
Wish it was multiplayer for all games? Me too, dude.
Her uniform.
I wish they were too.
Bird bots to spy everywhere. Then
I've done the multiplayer mod in the first game, but just like any multiplayer mod, it's really janky, but it was fun.
If you really want to know, there's a PDA on the bench that can point you in the right direction. If you need anything else, don't bother me. But you can help yourself to the greenhouse. Least I can do to repay you for getting those spine pests off my back.
What am I playing on? Excuse me. I'm almost done with this pizza. Then you won't have to hear my loud ass smacking anymore. But my first one was dope when it dropped, then haven't played it since. Yeah, first game was great. I played the first game multiple times actually. I haven't played it in a while, but I've done quite a bit. Hell, I've streamed the game from start to finish like 4 times. And that's not including the extra 4 I did by myself just for fun. What do you mean what kind? Like, I'm playing on PC, if that's what you're asking. Like, I'm not playing on a console or anything. Oh, the pizza. It's Domino's pizza. I got Domino's pizza. It's the, it's a deep dish. Actually, you know what? I love talking about this, actually. I discovered a while back that the best way to make your food, to make your pizza taste like the pizza from your childhood, just order your pizza with light tomato sauce and extra cheese. And then whatever other toppings you want on it. But specifically those 2 things. Extra cheese, light sauce. That will make it taste like the pizza you used to eat at like Chuck E. Cheese and shit. And I know Chuck E. Cheese is like cheap pizza. Nobody likes it that much nowadays. But like, remember how good you thought that was as a kid. That's how good the pizza will be if you order Domino's pizza like that. Especially if it's a deep dish pizza. Something about deep dish pizzas are just so good. Because it's got like little to no crust, and just the thickness makes it like a fluffy kind of pizza, which I really like. It's really good. And then yeah, I usually get I get those 2 things, so the extra cheese, the light sauce, then I just get pepperoni on it. And then I used to ask for buffalo sauce and ranch on it, but after a while, the location that I would order at would constantly forget to put the buffalo sauce on. And I'm just like, well, damn, they charged me extra money for that and forgot to do it. And that happened 2 or 3 different times. And after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm like, they typically give me a free pizza when I bitch about something, but I don't like bitching. So I just started ordering it without that. And then I put on my own buffalo sauce and ranch at the house. So you can see there's like sauce on this pizza that's buffalo and ranch. I buy like bottles of buffalo sauce. Like it's Frank's like Red Hot buffalo sauce. But it's specifically like buffalo flavored sauce. They have a separate one from just the original Red Hot. I get a bottle of that and just like, you know, Hidden Valley Ranch. And I just put that on my own pizza. And it's amazing. W, only way to eat pizza? I agree. That's real. Never been to Chuck E. Cheese? You've never been to Chuck E. Cheese? Like, even as a kid? Interesting. I mean, I guess not every kid goes there. But Chuck E. Cheese is the classic, like, pizza and arcade for kids, you know? It's like going to a... there's only like 1 or 2 other places I can think of that are like that, but I actually can't remember the names of the places off the top of my head. One's called like Pizza Palooza or some shit like that. I don't remember where it's at. There's only one location I know of here in my state where that's at, and I don't remember how popular it is. But like, yeah, you know, pizza and arcade. That's kind of what Chuck E. Cheese was. There's lots of places that are like that, and everybody loves them. Hell, even adults like places like that once you get older. Like Dave and Buster's, that shit's fucking great. Ever been to Pizza Planet? Isn't Pizza Planet like the place in Pixar movies? That's a lot of P's. Pizza Planet and Pixar movies. The place in Pixar, like, good lord. Yeah, Toy Story. Technically, Pizzaplex is in all Pixar movies because there's the Easter egg where you see the Pizzaplex, or the Pizza Planet, like, car in multiple different Pixar movies. So it's like, technically the universe is all the same. Also, what did she say to me? I didn't hardly listen to what Marguerite said to me. And now it's dark and I don't want to leave because everything's like, I'm not near home right now. Why is that green over there? Why is that green over there? Do you see that? Why is that green over there? What is that? I don't know what that is. So we found the thing and we talked to her and it was kind of whatever. I think she threw a thing at me. I got some marble melons from her base. That was cool. Hi. You come to say hello? Can I scan you? I can't. Why can't I scan you? Take me with you. Oh my gosh, his hitbox is really weird. See, this is what people should be watching. Like, I try and stream and chill vibe and talk about random... Yeah, like, that's half the fun to me. I personally don't like making this type of content. Not this content, but like, I'm talking about... I was gonna say I don't like making or watching the content where it's like somebody's being a sweat. Oh, I'm fucking freezing. I don't like the kind of content where somebody's being an absolute sweat lord at a video game. And I don't like making content like that either because I don't care to get that good at competitive multiplayer games. I'm not that competitive of a person. You know, I can play Call of Duty casually, but casual Call of Duty is only fun for so long, you know? And there's no casual Call of Duty. The only time you'll see content like that is when it's just like funny commentary or like friends just shooting the shit back and forth at each other with gameplay on top of it. You know, you can look at like the goons like McNasty and like the Do and those guys. Or like Raccoon Eggs and stuff like that. Like they're notorious for playing not Call of Duty but like competitive games. But they're not really playing it to be sweat lords at the game. They're just playing it to play games. And then 90% of their content is just them saying stupid shit and being funny friends together. You know, I could play competitive games like that and just make content like that, but I don't like... I don't have a lot of competitive games like that I enjoy playing anyway. At least not anymore. And then, you know, I have friends that I can play with, but they're, they don't know how to behave themselves for a live stream, if you catch my drift there. So I don't really stream with my friends that much either, because the friends I play online with are ridiculous. They'd be saying some bannable things, I'm just saying. Love my friends, I don't blame them, you know, it's not like anything they're saying is too terribly, like, atrocious. But, you know, according to the internet and cancel culture, some of it definitely could be considered that, so I just don't risk it, because, you know, everybody makes their jokes, but it's like, I at least know how to stay, like, PSA or whatever. I don't know what fucking letters I'm looking for. I don't talk like an idiot. I don't say stupid shit. Well, stupid shit, quote unquote. What is around me? I'm being attacked. Okay, it got quiet. Hopefully they went away. I want this lithium. Oh! He's kind of right there. But yeah, I prefer, like, single player, maybe multiplayer co-op video games that are just, like, story-based, adventure, exploration, survival, farming, that kind of stuff. I love games like that because they're genuinely fun, they're entertaining to watch, especially when it's a game that has slight horror aspects such as this, so you get like good reactions. You know, you'll see me being like, oh, the game, it's scary. Or like, oh, we're fine, it's whatever. Let me explore and find these things and make cool vehicles. That's fun. Everybody wants to see my reaction to that. And they also want to just see the game because, like, let's be real here. If the story to the game is interesting, then that means the viewer watching the guy play the game is going to enjoy the game too, because the story's good. That's just how it goes. I will not play Rust. I've never played Rust, and I plan to keep it that way. The closest I got to ever playing a game like that was playing Ark Survival, and I didn't like that very much either. I played that for all of about 2 days, and I was like, okay, this sucks. Because the moment you do all this work for hours for like a few days, and then you get rated once, and it's like, okay, I don't want to play anymore. All my work just got deleted. I never cared for that. I've heard PvE servers can be fun when it comes to games like that, but at some point somebody wants to do something. I don't know. PvE servers with games like that tend to get boring after a while too, for its own strange reasons. So I don't really care much for Rust. Where am I going? That's the landing pod. Where's my house? Where's my house? There it is. Lucky dude, I regret it. Ark is trash. I only played Ark because it became free. I didn't buy the game when it was like still purchasable. I only downloaded it the one time it became free. I don't know if it's still free or if that was just like a limited thing. But yeah, I never played the game. Or I only played it like once and it was kind of ass. And Rust, I know Rust is the same concept of gameplay, just not like prehistoric. So I don't care to do that either. And then as far as Phasmophobia goes, yes, I've absolutely played Phasmophobia. I don't play it that much anymore, which is weird because I know Phasmophobia is actually pretty popular again, and I know it's come a long way as well with updates. And I played it once with a friend or two, I want to say a few months ago, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I like all the updates that came out because it was significantly different than from the last time I had played it. Because prior to a few months ago of me playing it once, I used to play it like every day when it first came out, you know, when it was new game. And, you know, because I remember when the lobby of the game was like not that little garage that you're in. It was like this whole other tiny little room or whatever. So, yeah. Phasmophobia is cool. I like it. I'm not afraid of Phasmophobia anymore. I think... Well, I shouldn't say that, because I bet nowadays I'd probably be still pretty scared of it. I know I became a pretty veteran player after a while. And got pretty used to it and wasn't scared. But that was also pre a lot of those updates that came out, so I don't know. Maybe I'd probably still be scared of it. I know, like, you can't outrun enemies anymore a lot of times. Wait, is this only growing? Oh. Why did I put this in here? Don't I have to smack this with a knife? If I just plant these melons in here, will they grow this way? Or... I mean, they turn gray. It looks like they're growing. But I can take them out still. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah. So take the marble melon out. Marble melon's good because it gives a lot of water. Lantern trees don't really give much water anymore, which kind of sucks. Because I liked lantern fruits, or yeah, are they lantern? Yeah, I liked lantern fruits in the first game because you never really needed water. You could always keep your water full. And then you could just build this to have water to take with you out on adventures. But now you kind of got to work for the water still, because this doesn't give you as much water anymore. This still keeps up pretty well though. You know, I have 2 right here. That's 100 water, and I have 80 filled up already. So I'm kind of chilling. Okay. I picked up all this titanium because I thought I was going to have to build another planter, but I think we're good actually. So let me look at like my voice logs here. Yeah, what was it that Margaret was saying?
By in a while. I guess that was your doing.
Sam's not the only one in the family.
Bro,
who
I got
knows
clips on my channel of every game
what to
ever,
do with
and
vague
Faz
directions
has
and a
made
wire.
me scream too much.
She was an original, that sister of yours.
It's fun. Okay.
First
I'll
time I
Google
met
it
her,
because
I
I've never
was
played
sure
this.
She was Altera through and through, not a crease in her uniform.
Faz got the biggest update ever just
Damn
recently. Okay,
bird
I didn't know
boxes
that.
fly everywhere.
I'll have to check it out if it got like another big update again. I've never played Pal World. I heard all about it when it came out. Everyone was like, "Do you like Pokemon games?" And I'm like, "No, not really." And they're like, "Oh, well, never mind." So I guess that's why I've never played it. Because every time I'm ever asked like, "What's it about?" They're like, "Well, it's kind of like a Pokemon game. Do you like those?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really like games like that." And they're like, "Oh, you probably won't like Pal World then." And I've kind of seen what Pal World gameplay looks like, and yeah, I'm honestly not that interested. Kudos to the people that love the game. It seems like a fun game if you enjoy that kind of style, but I don't. I'm getting text messages too. Hang on. They basically made audio tech more better and more advanced. Oh, that's cool. I've played with some of the audio tech stuff, and I actually thought it was really fascinating how they managed to implement that into the game. Does that mean the talk box, like the white noise box, is better now? Because every time I ever tried to use that after the game updated, like I would find where the ghost is. I'm like, oh, cool, it's in here. Responds to people alone. Cool. I'd use the box, talk to it, yada yada yada, whatever, and I would never hear anything. And then I would complete the mission, and I would think that that wasn't evidence, and then it would say, oh, it was this ghost was the thing, and one of the evidences for that ghost is the talk box. So why the hell did I not get any words from it? You can actually record the voices and shit. It's creepy. Oh, that's cool. That's actually really cool. I'll have to check that out. That's trash now. You want to know what else I got? Beer. Cheers. You can get ghosts crying, laughing, whispering, and it's better. You can also record videos of the ghost. That's cool. I know you could take a picture of the ghost if you were quick enough, but I didn't know about videos. That's pretty sick. Just a quick little whatever. I am 21 years of age. Actually, I'm 22 now. But the point is, I am old enough to drink. I do not condone underage drinking. So don't do that. I'll tell your mom. Okay. Anyway, what was she saying? I'm 21. W. Let's go.
Sam's not the only one in the family who knew what
You gotta be the next biggest streamer, swear to God. I mean, I appreciate the enthusiasm. I'm certainly trying to be. I mean, well, I won't say I'm trying to be the next biggest streamer, but I'm definitely trying to make this a living. I want to make a living out of this. I want to do this enough. I love gaming that much, and I love interacting with people. I love sharing my experiences, not only with like life, but with games as well. You know, I grew up watching YouTube as a kid all the time, hours on end. I've seen so many games, I know about, learned about, possibly even know everything about, but never played, are because of YouTube videos. You know, I was I'm still an avid Jacksepticeye watcher. He is probably one of my biggest influences on the internet. Just because, I mean, he's got a cool story, you know. He would say it's a lame story, but like, I think it's cool how far he's come, because like, I know that he was just this young guy who didn't know shit for shit in life. And, you know, he used to live in the middle of the woods in a cabin in Ireland. And, you know, he just kind of did it because he felt like it. And now he's, you know, he's living somewhere in the UK, I think, and what I can only assume is a nice house with his girlfriend, still gaming, riding out his career that's still paying him mad stacks of money. You know, it's like, I don't want to live in a mansion. I don't want to drive the new Bugatti. You know, I'm not Andrew Tate. But, like, if I ever end up with Andrew Tate money, I'm definitely gonna, like, I still want to live, like, a regular life. Like, I'll have a nice house. Not a big house, but a nice house. I'll live honestly, very middle class-esque, because I'm okay with that. I appreciate the middle class as far as its like its architecture goes and its quality. But just live my middle class life knowing that I won't ever have to worry about money again. You know, that's the goal, right? You want to make enough money where you can use it and live your life and not stress about being broke. Or worse, homeless. You know, that's where I want to be. That's what I want to do. And I certainly hope streaming will get me there. I think streaming absolutely will get me there and beyond if I keep doing it. I've heard so many people who do streaming for a living, they all say, like, consistency is key. Especially with TikTok nowadays. Like, you can blow up on TikTok super easily if you know what you're doing. But, you know, I don't rely on anything. You know, I play my games, I stream, I talk to people when they come in and hang out with me, which I always appreciate. You know, I get new followers here and there. It's nice. I think I'm at a good pace for what little streamer I am right now. But with what everybody else has said, that with what other big streamers have said, you know, they say, don't worry about your equipment, chase your dreams. If it's what you want to do, then it's what you want to do it. But they all say consistency is the thing. Like, be consistent. You know, if you can't do it every day, do it as much as you can. But every day, with the exception of weekends, you know, 3-4 times a week if you can. A schedule. A lot of people, especially Twitch, will say, like, set a schedule. You can literally set a schedule on your Twitch account and that schedule's open view to everybody else who follows you, so they know when you're gonna be on, when you're not. So, like, set a schedule. That's what I've tried to do. I don't have a set schedule, but I try to schedule somewhere in the middle of the day, sometime afternoon, maybe evening, on days that I can. You know, I'm a college student, so I'm pretty busy sometimes. And when I'm not colleging, I try to hang out with my family as well. So, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. I've made very little progress. We finally found the thing, but she didn't really say much from what I remember. I once again didn't really pay attention to her voice log. She was an original sister of yours. First time I met her, I was sure she was Altera or through and through, and not a crease in her uniform, sending those damn bird bots to spy everywhere. Then she surprised me, maybe a little too much. Meaning, if you really want to know, there's a PDA on the bench that can point you in the right direction. You need anything else, don't bother me. But you can help yourself to the greenhouse. Least I can do is repay you for getting those spying pests off my back. Okay, so PDA. There's a PDA that I picked up. That's what I need to look into. Good to know. Luckily, I keep most... Okay, so here's from Margaret. I'd rather be hunting. I think I listened to this.
All right, Marge, old girl.
I appreciate the follow.
We hate this greenhouse. So
oh, your name is
to remember,
Cheese.
so we never
This
have to
whole
do the
time I'm
work
like, how the
again.
fuck do you pronounce that name? It's a bunch of threes. Your name is Cheese. That makes sense. And now that makes your comment earlier about my pizza saying, oh, it better not be cheese. That makes it way more funny now. Haha, the joke finally hit me, you know, 20 minutes later. I'm slow. It's okay. Oh, honestly, I married the best woman, and she tries to get me to become a streamer, but it's hard for real. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard. You know, if you don't have the time, it's definitely a struggle. Also, you know, happy belated marriage to you. That's cool as hell. I'm 22 and single, and I kind of hate it, but you know, I'm working on it. I got a lady I'm talking to. It's okay. Yeah, for real, I'm okay with like a 2-bed, 1-bath for... Yeah, honestly, 2-bed, 1-bath. If you have kids, you might want to do more than that. But yeah, like, if it's just you and a significant other, 2-bed, 1-bath is chilling. Because, like, then you have your private bathroom with her. It'd probably be more 1.5 bath, because usually, like, there's a common bathroom and then, like, the master bathroom. So it's like, you know, you have your master bedroom with the master bathroom with your significant other. Then you can use the extra room as... I would want to use it as an office. But I know a lot of women who get an extra room. They're like, oh, we want a guest bedroom. We'll have guests over. When are you actually going to have guests over? When do you actually have guests staying over? Not very often. Give them the couch. It's fine. But yeah, that's probably what I would do. Office, bedroom, nice living room, nice kitchen. Why not? Seems great. And then drive like, you know, people always like, oh, I want the new Bugatti. I want the new whatever the fuck. I want a truck. I want an F-350. Nice F-350 with, you know, new model. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. A stock like new gen F-350 would be perfect for me. You know, my dad, he wants like a modded the fuck out upgraded F-550 because he's a nutcase. And you know what? You know, his father, so my grandfather's truck is a very nice upgraded, heavily modified F-550, and it's a damn nice truck. So I don't blame him as to why like my dad wants a truck like that. But I don't need a truck that does all the things that it does, which is why I'm like, okay, F-350 is fine. You know, it's a big son of a bitch. It's diesel, which is nice. You know, and having diesel is nice during times of crisis, because when you got people panicking, buying all the gas, guess what's still going to be available everywhere except for the gas? Diesel. So yeah, that's always nice. 2014 Dodge Ram 1500. You're a real one for that, because I also have a Dodge Ram 1500. Only mine's more real than yours because it is an 09. I drive a 2009 pickup. It's so funny. Oh yeah, I'm trying to keep up with all your comments. I'm not used to having this many comments on my thing. Yes sir, Jack is funny and the best. I watched him playing Happy Wheels. Oh my gosh, Happy Wheels, what a time. That was such a time to watch. He's got 100+ episodes on that game now. It's actually sick. But yeah, I loved watching him play Subnautica as well. Papers, Please was another big one. I loved watching that on his channel. I feel like there's some other big games. Goat Simulator. Oh my gosh, that was, you know, such a time as well back in the day. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going in circles. You know, all those fun stuff. My wife hates it, but plays as much as I do. Streaming on TikTok for me is I'm on PS5. You can stream on PS5. I don't think you can do it with the console itself, but like if you get a laptop, maybe. If you whoa, I'm studying or stutter. Hi, I'm back. You didn't see any of that crash out. I'm stuttering so bad. What was I even saying? I don't even remember what I was saying now. I'm mad. I'm mad. What did your comments say? Oh yeah, you can stream on TikTok even with a console. I think you just need like a capture card. If you had an Xbox, I would say all you need is a laptop, because then you can just stream your thing without a capture card. You can stream your Xbox directly to Windows without a capture card, but since your PlayStation is probably a different story. It's like, yeah, I have a PC but no idea how to do any of that is the problem. Oh, W crash out? Yeah, I know. I punched my mic and everything. It's fine. We're fine. But, yeah, all you really need to do is get, like, either get OBS Studio or get Streamlabs. I would recommend getting Streamlabs, actually, because I think it's a bit more intuitive. Works well with pretty much most streaming platforms. So you could always just do that. Streamlabs is not too terribly hard to understand. It seems overwhelming at first, but if you just kind of, like, if you just dick around through the settings, I feel like a lot of it is stuff you would understand. And then, like, a 20-minute YouTube video on, like, Streamlabs and how it works will be pretty much everything you need. There are tons of tutorials on how to set up, like, a basic setup for, like, this and that. There's also tons of free assets on Streamlabs that you can access to have, like, you know, starting soon, ending soon kind of screens for your streams and stuff like that. So I would do that if you want to get into it. Definitely download Streamlabs. That's pretty much what everybody uses, as far as I can tell. Or OBS Studio if you just prefer recording and not necessarily streaming. You can stream on OBS Studio as well, but it's a little different. But yeah, stuff like that. How'd you steal copper from my inventory through the glass, you fucking turd? Or did he bring me that copper? Because I didn't think I had copper in my inventory. It's whatever. But yeah, easy stuff. Also, let's see what else. We never let anyone stay. Plus, we got a 4-month-old. My office is a desk in the living room. Yeah, most people do that. I mean, if you have a second bedroom, then definitely that's for the 4-month-old. Congrats on the kid as well. 4 months old. That's crazy. That's a little baby still. Barely anything going on with that kid right now. Other than sleeting, eating, and pooping. And crying occasionally. Hopefully only occasionally. I know some babies like to whine about everything. Got me beat. My wife had 1976 El Camino. Wow, that is quite a car. You know, old cars are nice to have because other than the fact that you can't ever buy new parts because it's hard to find them, you can always work on old cars. Old cars are simple, you know? They're put together the way cars are supposed to be put together without all the extra bullshit. So it's like, if you know how to work on cars, you can take care of old shit super easily. So I have a PC but no idea how to do any of that on the PC. What is that referring to? I've been yapping about so much shit trying to keep up with all your comments. I don't remember what you're asking. Oh wait, Streamlabs, is that what you're asking about? Yeah, Streamlabs is an app. It's a free app that you can download on your PC. Laptop, PC, whatever. But you can get it on Windows or whatever. That's all I'm saying. And then, yeah, I think you can just... Once you have Streamlabs on your PC, I would like to think... I don't know this for certain. This is going to be the part where you have to look it up on YouTube or something. But I would like to think that you can plug in your PlayStation into a computer and stream it that way. But I don't know for sure. If not, then maybe you do need a capture card like an Elgato or something like that, where you can like plug it in between like your... Maybe the Elgato is what you'll need to plug in your PlayStation to your computer so it can stream it. But I don't remember for certain. It's easier with Xbox because Xbox is directly compatible with Windows, so you can just like screen share your Xbox wirelessly to your PC. But I know since you're on PlayStation, it's a different story. I don't know. But I mean, hell, Jacksepticeye, he played not Star Wars. He played Spider-Man. He played the entire Spider-Man series on YouTube, and he uploaded it to YouTube, and he used his PlayStation to do it the whole time. Honestly, okay, the Xbox versus PlayStation argument. PlayStation is better than Xbox at the end of the day when it comes to consoles and its abilities, and with all their PC or with all their console exclusives as well. But it's not compatible with PC, and you don't get Halo. If you don't like Halo, then that's fine. I personally think that gaming should not be blocked by anybody. I believe gaming should be accessible by everybody. The amount of PC games that don't exist on console is horrendous to me. And then the amount of like console exclusive games where it's like only on console, so even PC doesn't get them, or sometimes it's only on one console, so other console users can't get it. I find that all to be very bullshit. All for what? So you can get more money? We have so many exclusives on our console, so that means more people will buy our console to play our games. No, the fuck it doesn't. Maybe some people will if they just have the money to buy whatever the fuck they want without having to worry about it. But for the most part, most of the people I know, including myself, you released exclusive games on your console. Cool, guess I will never buy your console or any of your games. That's how I look at it, and that's how a lot of other people look at it too. It's like, do they not realize how much more money they'll get if they sell their $70 game to other people than just their PlayStation users? I feel like they'll break even, if not make more money on their exclusive games if they would sell if they would sell them to all consoles. You know, look at how much more sales they would be getting on a $70 game they release if it was available for all gamers to buy and not just PlayStation games. There are millions of Xbox players that aren't on PlayStation. Now you multiply millions times $70. That's a lot of money for that company that they're missing out on because they won't release their stuff. It's ridiculous to me. A lot of PlayStation games have been coming out on PC recently, which is cool, and I've heard PlayStation has actually not been happy about some of that. Where is this architect thing? This is like the one thing I haven't looked at. But it's like their strategy to make a bunch of exclusive games in attempts to get them to get other people to buy their consoles. I don't think selling your $500 console and advertising it as, oh, you get more exclusive games on there, is gonna make more sales. I would imagine it might have upped their sales to their console up by a few percentages, which is great, you know, good for them for making their money, but at the same time, I feel like their overall earnings would just be so much higher if they sold their games to everybody and not just to PlayStation users. You know, look at Steam. Look at how successful Steam is. You know, Steam will continue to be as successful as it is for as long that it stays as a private company. Because that's the thing about Steam, is it's a private company owned by one guy.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
But, you know, the reason why Steam is so successful is not just because of that one guy. It's because it's like Gaben is a gamer that made a platform for gamers, you know? So he knows what's up, he knows what's right, and he knows what the people want. And he's one of the most successful people out there because of that. And it's like, if other gaming companies, console companies, could follow more in his steps and be like, okay, we're doing this for the love of the game. We want people to game, we want to make things that other people will like, you know, and that's great. PlayStation kind of does that by making all their exclusives, and a lot of their exclusives are bitchin' games. They're great, you know. Bloodborne is great. Spider-Man is great. The Last Guardian was really sick. You know, they've got a ton of exclusives that are fantastic. But limiting it to just the people that buy your consoles it's stupid to me. I feel like they're nerfing themselves. They need to merge everything and make PXC, PlayStation, Xbox, computer. Yeah, honestly. And it's like, you know, Sony does really good with audio. Sony has been, you know, Sony Pictures for a long, long time. They're good with audio and video. They make bitchin' animations. You know, their movies are great. But I really wish they would stay in their own fucking lane when it came to gaming, because they seem to think they're the shit with gaming too. And at the end of the day, I don't think they're the shit with gaming. Because while their console does run better than the Xbox One X or whatever, and yeah, they have their cool exclusives, I feel like they're just too... They seem like the aristocrats of gaming, you know? They seem like on their high horse about everything. And it's like, okay, nobody likes the way you treat any of us or the way you go about selling your games or your consoles. Everybody hates it. So, I don't know. I don't get it. Also, we've already been here, so I don't know where I'm going. We haven't unlocked anything new. Oh, wait, the PDA. I've been yapping so much, I keep forgetting that I need to check the PDA.
I've already synthesized an antidote and stashed it in a cave. I can go grab it and...
That's your plan?
You don't think it'll work?
You're thinking too small. Like maybe if you're polite enough about destroying the bacteria, Altera will come around and see it your way. But do you believe in yourself or not?
I think so.
You think so? Come on. Is the bacteria a threat, or isn't it?
It is.
Does it need to be dealt with or not?
It does.
So who's right on this?
I am.
Say it like you mean it.
I am.
I said like you mean it, not like you're testifying before a rigged transgov court.
I am.
Great. Then what you gotta do is seal off the whole cave. I've got just the stuff. Made it for fishing, but it blew the whole ice shelf halfway to deep space. Vaporized all the fish.
Okay.
And you gotta hit the lab.
What the hell is Margaret cooking up in her free time?
You know what? Let me take care of that.
She blew a whole ice shelf and vaporized all the fish around it? What the fuck kind of explosives did she build by just stuff she found around the island? Now, in all fairness, I know you can find uranium in this game, so maybe she made some sort of nuclear bomb. But yikes. And you gotta hit the lab too, or there's just no point. Actually, you know what? Let me take care of that one. It'll be fun. Who is harassing my private domicile? He is beating the fuck out of my ship. Yeah, I hate that Halo isn't on PS. I grew up with Halo on Xbox 360. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Halo fan, then having at least a PC is absolutely.
Are substantial thermal vent structures hospitable to coral formation.
Didn't ask. Anyway. Yeah, Halo's a great game. I played Halo 4 a shit ton on my Xbox back in the day, and then when I got my PC, I just recently bought all the other Halos that I never played and played through them. I played through Halo 1 and 2, I think. And now I think I got into the middle of like Halo 3. And I also played a tad bit of Halo ODST. I need to finish those actually. But they were fun. Halo 4 was great. Halo Reach was awesome. Halo 5 I've never played. I heard Halo 5 was like really shitty actually, but I don't know. I'd have to play it myself to be the judge of that. But yeah, for me nowadays, with how Sony treats all their games and with how Xbox does their bullshit, to me it's like, just buy a PC. Yes, it's way more expensive than a console, but you also got to realize you're getting way more shit than just a gaming console when you buy a PC. You know, when you buy a PC, you are buying a fully functioning computer that can do whatever the hell you want it to do. You know, it can stream videos. You know, if you want to watch YouTube or Netflix or whatever the fuck, you can do that. What are these creatures? I didn't ask. And then, like I said earlier, look at all of the games available on PC that aren't available on console. And it's been like that for as long as I can remember. Ever since I was a kid, you know, 10 years old, younger than that, playing video games. Especially being an avid YouTube watcher, that was one of the biggest reasons why I loved watching YouTube so much, is because they played so many people played so many cool games that I fell in love with that weren't on console at all. And I'm just like, well, fuck, I want to play this game. This looks sick, but I couldn't. I didn't buy a console I didn't buy a PC for myself until I was 17. You know, and I was an avid gamer since I was like 5 years old. So look at all those years where I grew up watching YouTube, playing video games, and I couldn't play all these games that I wanted to because it was PC only. So that's why to me nowadays, like, you know, all those games that I couldn't play as a kid, I'm fulfilling now in my adult age. I have played new and replayed old games that I watched on YouTube that I was never able to play on my console because it didn't come out. You know, like Papers, Please. I played Papers, Please. On my PC when I first got it, and like, what's the other game that I'm thinking of? TerraTech. I thought TerraTech was a sick game when it first came out, and I couldn't play it because it wasn't on console. But I bought it on my PC and played it, and I had a blast, even years after it had already come out. PC gets better updates before consoles do as well. PC just better. Yeah, no, PC will always be better than consoles as long as you have the new stuff. And even if you have old PC parts, the chances of you running still side by side other consoles is pretty easy to do. And let's face it, most console games, like, yeah, some consoles claim that they can like run games at 90, or that they can run games at like 90 frames per second. And I still don't think consoles can get to 120 frames per second yet. I think it's like 60 and 90 frames that they can get to, which is cool, but that's still not 120 frames. You know, not to mention most of the console games, especially on PlayStation, that can run like ray tracing, all these really good effects and high-esque visuals. I've seen that most of those games, when running on the high fancy graphics that look nice, will only run at 30 frames per second. If you want to run your 60 or 90 frame console game, you have to do it on lower graphic settings, so you don't get your ray tracing and stuff like that. Or at least that's what I've noticed. Whereas on PC, you can play ray traced games and get all your cool shindig stuff and still have 120, possibly even 200 frames if you have, you know, the latest and greatest stuff. Right now, I'm running, you can actually see it. Look at the very top left corner of my screen. Right there. You can actually see my frames right there. It says 121 frames. Now, I know this game is not too terribly hard to run, but the thing is like my graphics, I'm pretty sure, are maxed the fuck out. Yeah, everything's on high. I have some things turned off, but that's like motion blur, which doesn't really affect like your FPS. It just makes your stuff look like shit. But I've got everything turned on and turned to high, and I got 120 frames. And there's a lot of other games I can play like that. Look at Dying Light the Beast, okay? That's a brand new game that just came out. Looks great, plays great. I have an i7 9700K, and I have a 3080, like a GTX 3080 graphics card. Now 3080s are kind of new, but I'm pretty sure we're on 40 cards now, maybe even 50 cards, I can't remember. But the thing is, I'm running a 30 card. Yes, it's good, it's nice, kind of expensive. But my CPU, my i7 9700K, that's a good card, but it's a good what is it called? It's a good CPU, but it's not like the latest and greatest thing either. But I got 32 gigs of RAM, and I have yet to run into a game I couldn't run properly. Back when I had my old 1660 GPU, I knew that playing Watch Dogs Legions was difficult. If I played Watch Dogs Legions on medium settings, I was fine. I got great frames and played just fine. But, you know, Watch Dogs Legions was another one of those games that had ray tracing and looked amazing and yada yada. And if I tried to play ray tracing and all that stuff, I would lag hard. I would run at like 30 frames at best, even on my PC, and God forbid I got into a car. Like if I drove a vehicle, my frames would tank. My whole game would like fuck up. It was crazy. But nowadays, I actually haven't opened up Watch Dogs Legions in a long time, but I bet if I opened it now with what I have, maybe, I don't know if I could still run max graphics, because, you know, some games just aren't optimized well. But I could probably run higher graphics, or maybe even just continue with the medium graphics, but have like amazing frames now, like good running abilities. Thoughts on Overwatch 2? I don't give a shit about it. Sorry. I will say, like, I played Overwatch. Like, the first game, I played it. There was a time in my life where I was playing it a lot, and it was fun, and I liked it. But, you know, I want to say, after a while, the game started dying. You know, the only people that were playing Overwatch were people that were just diehard fans that never left. But for the most part, the overall popularity and fandom of the game died a long time ago. You know, and the game had been dead to the majority of the gaming populace, with the exception of the diehard fans, for a good year or two before the second game came out. And then when the second game came out, I was just like, oh, this company is like still alive. Like, I was genuinely shocked. I was like, how do these people still exist? I didn't even know that. And everyone's like, yeah, Overwatch 2 came out, it's so good, and it's free too, so you should download it. And I told all my friends, I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't care if it's free. I'm like, me personally and mentally, I let that game and that series die off ages ago. So when the second game came out, I was like, no. To me, that is still a dead game, and I'm leaving it as a dead game. Somebody managed to convince me to play Overwatch 2 like once, and it was still just kind of what I thought. I'm like, wow, it's the same fucking thing, but now 2. Cool. Don't really care. Never played it again. And then like Marvel Rivals came out, and I played Marvel Rivals a couple of times, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. I'm like, it's another Overwatch game, but at least it's like Marvel characters, so that's kind of cool. But even after like the first 2 or 3 times I played that, I ended up like, I got bored of it really fast because I was like, yep, it's another Overwatch game. Don't really give a shit, so I just quit. I'm waiting to see if I get like another notification from Alan or something, like a new location to go find. Because I know we have some of the parts for his body and stuff like that. And now we know, wait, so also this log that we read. Not the... This one. So there's a cave that they're blowing up somewhere? I don't know where to go now. I don't know where to go. I'm actually stumped. What is this one?
All right, Marge, old girl. We hate this greenhouse. So here are some pointers to remember so we never have to do the worst parts again. Too bad you can't fight malnutrition by hunting it down and killing it. So, first thing, insulation. First few nights the soil was rock solid. Ended up having to insulate the damn place with dehydrated kelp. Adding a thermal mass helped too. Heat from barrels of water. Probably should have just eaten the damned kelp. But nope, my body was craving a salad. Wish I was just made of exosuit. Next, grow lights were a must-have. Gotta admit, I felt pretty proud of my first full crop of lettuce. Fed half of it to Preston. That snowstalker will eat practically anything. Always spits half of it out, though. Another thing we have in common. The slobbery green mess makes good compost.
Wait, what was making me cold? Do you get cold if you just sit still underwater? Oh. Oh, I didn't know that.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Well, that's no good. Let me just go in here. Apparently, if you just sit still underwater, you will get cold. I didn't know that. You have to keep moving. What about, BTD? You mean like balloons TD battles? Or like, what do you mean? What is BTD games? Do you mean like the balloons games or something else? Yes, sir. I only played balloons TD battles on my phone back in the day, and I got damn good at it too. I was playing in the top arenas where you bet like 100,000 medals at a time. I got good at that game. I used to do it a lot, and it was fun. But I know they're on like BTD 6 now, and I haven't played any of the new games in a while, so I don't really care. They're fun. Like, there was one time I think I bought BTD 5 on my computer just because another friend was playing it, and I was like, yeah, I'll download it, I'll play with you. And I played with them for a bit, and it was fun. Just like any other balloon game, they're all fun to me. I like them, but I don't actively play them anymore either. So, it's kind of yin-yang, I guess. Balloon Tower events, yeah. First game was way better. Yeah, I do think the first Overwatch was better as well. And then the second game was just kind of whatever. I don't know where to go. I don't know. I want to make progress. I've been kind of going in circles while talking. I've been enjoying talking and interacting with chat and just chilling. Like, even if I don't actually game and we just interact, like, that's cool. I'm fine with that. But it's like, I'm in a game. I want to try and do something, but I don't know what to do. I've seen all the facilities. I finally found Marguerite's base. You know, that was something that I had been looking for a while. And now I've heard that PDA where it's talking about, like, a cave or something, but I don't know where this cave is. I don't think the game has given me any sort of, like, ability to know. These are growing really well. Nice to see that I'm growing spiral plant. It's kind of hard to find that. I think I have a bunch of spiral plant in here, right? Yeah, this is all spiral plant. I haven't needed it since the first time I used it, so I don't know if I'm ever going to need it again, but nice to know that I'm growing more if I ever run out of that. Hey, I got a dead battery in here. Look at you. Got all these ice cubes. I call those ice cubes. They're ion cubes. I got all these ion cubes. Don't really know what to do with them. I know I can make better batteries, but I don't know if that's what I want to do with them yet or not. I want to find more songs on here. The 2 songs that I did find are actually so good I added them to my playlist. They're really good. I can't play them in game, I'll get DMCA'd. But yeah. Okay, I want to go out, but like where? We've been to Last Known Location, we've been to the mining facility. We've been to the Fire Robotics landing pad. That's just our old base. I don't care about that. Yeah, and there's nothing new. New blueprints. Spicy fruit salad. Preston's plant leaf. And fevered pepper. Interesting. I have no idea how to do that. A thermos. Insulated storage receptacle for beverages. I can do that. I can make a thermos. Is that what water purification tablets are for? Oh, yeah, I made a whole ion battery just so I can make a headlamp. And then the headlamp turned out to be garbage, which was very upsetting. Booster tank, I forgot about that. I think I made a spy penguin. I know I need to use those somewhere, but I don't know where exactly. Quantum locker, forgot that's something that we have. That's like an ender chest or whatever. Ultra high capacity tank. Where did I find the first one? Because I would love to find the next ones. Upgrade my oxygen. Is that all that's new? Okay. See, we have the architect skeleton, but we need to find the organs and the tissue. And what's going on here? Alien distress call origin. That's always there. We've been there so many times. And N6M, I'm pretty sure that's where I just went to earlier. Home, Fire Robotics Mining Facility. So now where? If you're still streaming later, I'll join. Or I'm gonna try Streamlabs and see how it goes. I work 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., but I'll watch when I can. Keep the vibe. Alright, bet. Yeah. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be streaming. Maybe another hour or so. But I mean, again, I appreciate the follow. I hope to see you back again. I tend to stream on weekends when I can, and then like in the middle of the week if I'm not totally swamped with school, that I try to stream where I can. And like I said, kind of afternoon, evenings, thereabouts. You can also follow me on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. All my links are in my bio if you want to see like all the shorts and stuff that I post as well to keep up with me. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll catch you later. Hope to see you on another stream. Absolutely, I already sent your account to my brother and cousin. Oh, cool, thank you. You're a real one for that. Okay, what are we doing?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Another Kraken. Listen to this. Oh yeah. Tastes so good. I like all these pictures and stuff. So where's this cave? I'm gonna have to, if the game doesn't give me a hint or a beacon or something, I'm gonna have to look it up, because I don't know what cave it's referring to. I know there was Fire Robotics, there was kind of a cave there, but I don't remember any of that stuff. I gotta look it up. I don't like looking things up. I like figuring it out on my own, especially with Subnautica. But then again, well, I can't say that with Subnautica because I have watched the story of both Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero multiple times on YouTube. I watched the story playthrough through and through. I know everything about it. But I have not watched the second game enough to remember everything. I only know the first game. So what do I do? Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I like this little 1 hour stream was all right. You know, I think it can be a bit of a shorter episode that I upload. We did find Margaret's thing and we did learn a little bit more lore. We kind of know where to go next. But I got kind of a late start today, so I didn't know how late I could keep streaming. If I stream for as long as I normally did, it's gonna end up being like 8 or 9 o'clock, and I don't want to have to stream that late because I normally like getting on earlier. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and leave it here. I'm okay with that. We did finally find Marguerite's like her greenhouse. We had been looking for that for like 2 episodes, and I couldn't find it. So I'm glad we found that. We know that there's a cave somewhere that we need to go do. I know I'm gonna need my pangling again. In fact, there it is. Let me pick that up. I know I'm gonna need this. The spy pangling, I'm gonna have to use it somewhere. That's why I have the remote on me as well. So I will grab that and then save my game so I know to use it. And then yeah, hopefully I think I'm gonna do some research. I think that's kind of what I want to end it here. I'm gonna do research and figure out where I need to go, what I need to do, anything I might have missed, and then I will fill that in next episode. You know, I don't want to stream myself googling stuff, looking up where things are. Oh, there it is, because then it's a stream of me like looking back and forth, like stopping my game to unpause the video and back and forth, and it's like it just doesn't, it's not fun for me. I doubt it's fun for you, so I would much rather kind of research it, figure it out on my own, and then come back later to where I can like show you in a more streamlined video. So yeah, I'm gonna chill here because right now I've been just yapping. I don't know how this became the yap sesh. I mean, kudos to Cheese, who was in my chat hanging out with me. He was fun, and you know, he's part of what got me talking. But it ended up being more than just him. It ended up just being a full yap sesh while I just kind of run in circles, which is always good. You know, sometimes nights like that are fun. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here for now, and then the next Subnautica video I do will be significantly better. We will have more progress. I'll know more of what I'm doing. That way I'm not kind of in circles like this. Apologies for that, by the way. But hopefully you enjoyed what you got for now. I will be back soon. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate all the support. And yeah, stay tuned. I will be back soon. Y'all have a good night.